What is an enterprise? So today we are starting with what is an enterprise. An enterprise is a group of people with a common goal which has certain resources. Resources like people, money, energy, materials, space, time, etc. at its disposal to achieve this goal. Basically, the term enterprise is often used in, as we have also discussed in previous lecture, this term is often used in general business situations to describe a corporate entity. Anything from a small Ramos tea shop to an largest organization or a big organization like Hindustan Lever or Amazon or Flipkart. We can use enterprise word for a small shop as well as the big organization. Examples are IBM, Ford, Tata Motors, Accenture, Microsoft, Indian Railways, or even a Ramus small tea shop can be example of enterprise. The enterprise acts as a single entity. The resources are considered the inputs and the attainment of the goals are the output of the process. The degree of success of any enterprise is often measured by the ratio between the outputs and the inputs. This ratio is called productivity. So look at the diagram. The enterprise consists of people, resources and goals. An enterprise can be defined as a group of people with common goals which has certain resources at its disposal to achieve the goals. So group of people which has certain resources to achieve the goals. That is an enterprise. The whole enterprise acts as a single entity. Traditional organization. First look at the diagram. This is the representation of traditional organization. And this is traditional organization view, while this is an enterprise way or view of an organization. Both are different. So going back to the traditional organization. Here if you see, the enterprise acts as a single entity. This view of a company or organization is drastically different from the traditional approach. This is traditional approach, while the enterprise way is totally different from the traditional approach. First discuss about the traditional approach. The organization is divided into different units. Any organization, just consider an example of this organization which consists of production, finance, marketing, or research and development, production, sales and distribution. The organization is divided into different units based on the functions they perform: finance, manufacturing, production, planning, purchasing, sales and distribution, R&D, HR, etc. The various departments have their own goal. In the traditional organization or the traditional approach, the organization is divided into different units, such as you can see on the screen. These departments, these 6 departments, function in isolation and have their own system of data collection and analysis. All the departments have their own database So the information that is created or generated by the various departments in most cases is available only to the top management and not to the other departments. All departments are isolated from each other. They have their own source of information and own storage of data with them. They do not share information with each other. All work in isolation in traditional approach. The result is that instead of taking the organization towards the common goal, the various departments end up pulling it in different direction. This is because one department does not know what the other does. Also, sometimes the departmental objectives can be conflicting. For example, just consider an example. The sales and the marketing people, will want more product variety to satisfy the varying needs of the customer. But the production department will want to limit the product variety to cut down production costs. So, unless and until all the departments know what the others are doing and for what purpose, these kinds of conflicts will arise, which ultimately disrupting the normal functioning of the organization. But in the enterprise way, the entire organization is considered as a system, single system, and all the departments are its subsystems. Information about all the aspects of the organization is stored centrally here and is available to all the departments. This is the basic difference between the traditional approach and the enterprise way of thinking. The transparency and information access ensures that the departments will no longer be working in isolation, pursuing their own independent goals. Each subsystem knows what others are doing, what they are doing it, and what should be done to move the company towards the common goal. ERP systems help to make this task easier by integrating the information, enabling smooth and seamless flow of information across departmental barriers. No department will work in isolation. Automatic business process and functions, and thus helping the organization to work and move forward as a single entity. So there are various benefits of in this new approach, enterprise way. In the enterprise way, the entire organization is considered as a single system. All data will be stored centrally, and all this which we have discussed. Now moving further, business function. Now what is business function? Organizations that make products to sell have the following functional areas of operation: purchasing, production and material management, marketing and sales, accounting and finance, human resource, etc. Each functional area comprises a variety of business functions and business activities within that functional area of operation. Earlier business systems functioned in isolation in traditional approach, but here what happens in one functional area was not communicated with other functions in traditional approach. The information system of one function had no impact other functional areas. This mode of functioning caused many problems, including disruption of the functioning of the organization. Function versus process. What is the difference between a function and a process? Recently, organizations have started focusing on business processes rather than the business functions. A business process is a collection of activities that takes one or more kind of input and creates an output that is the The difference between a business function and a business process is that a process cuts across more than one business function to get a task done. So a business process can have many business functions. Organizations are now trying to view their business operations from the perspective of satisfied customers. Sharing data effectively and efficiently between and within functional areas leads to more efficient business processes. Information systems can be designed so that accurate and timely data are shared between functional areas. These systems are called integrated. For a company to provide customer satisfaction, it must make sure that its functional areas of operation are integrated. One department should know what the other departments are doing. The example I have already discussed. The another example can be that the people in the manufacturing plants should know which models are being ordered in large quantities so that they can buy the necessary materials only and start manufacturing those items to deliver the customers on time. So all these type of interdepartmental information sharing in the enterprise way through the use of integrated information system will help the ultimately help the organization in achieving customer satisfaction while improving their productivity and efficiency, which is the ultimate goal of any organization. So in detail, if we want to discuss, business process is a collection of interrelated tasks which solve a particular issue. There are three types of business processes mainly named as management, operational and supporting. Management process, operational processes and supporting processes. Management processes govern the operation of a system. Typically, management processes include corporate governance and strategic management at top level. Operational processes create the primary value stream and are part of the core business. Typically, operational processes are purchasing, manufacturing, marketing and sales. Middle level management use this. Supporting processes support the core processes. Examples including accounting, recruitment, IT support. These are lower level management use these. A business process can be decomposed into several sub-processes which have their own attributes but also contribute to achieving the goal of the super process. The analysis of business processes typically include the mapping of process and sub-processes down to the activity level. Now, what are the activities? Activities are parts of the business processes that do not include any decision making and thus are not worth decomposing, such as answer the phone, prepare the invoice, send the fax. All these are examples of activities. Now, the information systems. This we have already discussed in previous semesters in system analysis and design subject. There we have discussed the types of information. The information we can divide into three categories. Huh? Hope you remember the top level information related to top level management, that is strategic information. Middle level is managerial information and lower level is the third type of information. So similarly here information systems, this we will include in the next lecture. Thank you very much for today.